In this episode, both James and his grandpa stare at cleavage on a poster. Arthur gleefully kills a couple thousand brain cells in poor Mrs. Brady's head, and James must come to terms with his father's dark legacy, while also learning the perils of returning to Nobukoso. It was still daylight when they landed back in the bedroom with the graffiti decal. The smell of vegan pancakes still hung in the air. James looked around. It was 7:15.
You said he was a great sorcerer.
James said, staring accusingly at his grandfather.
That he was a good guy.
His grandfather let go of his hand and sat on the bed. He was still wet.
Have no doubt he was a great sorcerer, James. Performed great magic. Can't say that I took pride in his accomplishments, mind you. But he was a dreadful. We all are. Those assassins he was trying to save you from were hired by the Wuzzy God. They wanted to erase our family's name from existence, and that meant his heir too, you. It was why we had to come here, to hide from your father's past.
Wait, so the Wazagot are the good guys?
You could say that.
I'm hiding from the good guys?
Arthur nodded, looking at him.
I'm a bad guy?
Arthur smiled.
No, James, you aren't a bad guy.
He was silent for a moment, looking at the Bauer poster.
Do you feel like a bad guy?
No.
Well then...
So, why do I have to go back?
The Wuzzy God learned about your location. When Quizlo learned about this, he told your uncle.
My uncle?
James had vague memories of Arthur telling him about Uncle Oscar, who lived in a castle and had werewolf heads lined up on the walls of his great hall.
One of several. He told Quizlo to bring you back to Nobukoso.
Him? But he's like, tiny.
Quizlo told me Oscar was busy and had never been to this land. Oscar's proficient at killing magical beasts, but I doubt he'd do well navigating New York City with an enchanted sword, an appetite for casting wolf familiars, and a bad temper.
You're right. It'd be like having another you.
He looked around the bedroom, then at his grandfather.
We should be leaving soon,
Dreadful said, standing up.
Just your goodbyes, James.
James shoved his hands in his pockets and looked around the bedroom again.
I'm gonna leave all this behind?
Yes.
But he didn't want to leave everything behind. Over the years, he'd become attached to his life as an Earthling.
So, how am I to tell Mom? And what about Dad?
His grandfather stopped to wipe the sweat and rain off his brow.
I have a way with parents.
He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out the pair of rivet spectacles he'd worn when he first appeared in the doorway. They were gold, with mockingbirds perched on the rim, and a long gold chain glittered in his palm.
Your father wore these when he ran into some undead cutthroats once. You have to be careful with these. The bigger the lie, the more magic it uses to deceive.
Is that what you used on Mom when you first showed up?
I also wore them when I tipped my hat at Detective McDowell as I passed him in the street. The spectacles are enchanted to give one irresistible charm and charisma. However, it only works on creatures with intelligence slightly higher than a Sasquatch.
He finished, slipping the spectacles over his nose.
You can imagine my concern when I passed the officer.
Celine was on her phone again when James came into the kitchen. She had put saran wrap around the plate of pancakes, French toast and omelets, and was scrubbing the frying pan over the sink with a sponge.
James, I was so worried.
His mother started but stopped suddenly when Arthur appeared in the doorway. For a moment, she looked as though she'd seen a ghost and dropped her phone in the sink full of water.
Dreadful!
James hesitated in the doorway, wondering if his grandpa's spectacles were broken. But then his mother gave the old man the look of one meeting a long-standing acquaintance, with a smile that also came out of her eyes.
Why didn't you tell me you went out, boys?
She fished her phone out of the sink and wiped the suds off on her denims.
Sorry about that, call you back.
she said over the phone, and then hung up.
That was your father. He'll be home by 9.
James looked up at his grandfather, wondering if it occurred to him that Celine might have mentioned him to her husband. He didn't realize his face showed the alarm until his mother said,
Why the face?
He's only glum because we'll miss him. We'll have to leave by then.
Leave?
She looked baffled.
We went for a walk.
Arthur elaborated, stepping into the kitchen and inhaling the aroma of vegan pancakes.
And we decided that James is going to come with me.
But Celine didn't appear to have heard him. She was too busy scrubbing away at a stain on the table, and in doing so, broke one of her long black fingernails with floral designs.
Damn.
She looked up at Arthur.
Before 9?
He just basically told her he's kidnapping me, and that's all she has to say.
James thought.
He's gonna kill her brain so he doesn't have to use his.
We do have to leave by 9, I'm afraid, because of a goblin.
Mr. Dreadful paused.
Yes, yes, a goblin.
Celine squinted, scrunching up her forehead.
Goblin?
Yeah, pesky, hairy little men.
Arthur explained, and adjusted his spectacles. Celine looked as though she were trying very hard to process the whole conversation. But then the spectacles seemed to glint in the ceiling light, and she said,
Oh, goblins.
Goblins!
Arthur cried.
Those goblins.
Okay, I have to admit that was pretty sick.
James thought, though he couldn't shake the feeling Arthur was spoiling what should have been a heartfelt farewell by frying his mother's brains with the things on his face. He gave his grandpa's sleeve a tug.
How about a picture with Mom?
He wasn't sure if that would help, but at least Arthur wouldn't have to work overtime with his hypno shades.
Good idea.
Celine said, momentarily distracted from the goblins. She was now fixated on neatening her hair into a perfect ponytail.
I'd be delighted.
As his mother picked up her phone, Jane shot a look at the time on the oven clock. It was 7:30. Maybe they could get out of here soon before he gave his mother a brain tumor. Arthur posed for a shot with an arm around James's shoulder, holding a peace sign. Next, he held up an ancient goblin gesture, 3 fingers curled up like a claw, and a thumb partially raised. Celine snapped a couple like that.
James,
As they looked over the
smile.
pictures, Arthur fixed his
Mom,
beret
you're
and
being a
said,
moron.
And you needn't worry about James. Where we're going, he'll learn a lot about, mysticism. Yes, that. You can never have too much mysticism, and I heard it's a good trait when applying for scholarships.
Really? Mysticism? Dreadful, you're an old crackpot. Oh, I like this one.
Celine flipped past several portrait photos, almost heedless to what the old man was saying, while his beard tickled her screen.
You never said where you're going.
She said at last, abruptly looking up.
We'll be going back to the land of magic.
Arthur said before he put his foot in his mouth again. Then he muttered in James's ear.
Or should I have said Europe?
James feared the slip-up cost his mother a few hundred more brain cells. Yet, 10 minutes later, Celine was telling him to go pack his bags, and not to forget his toothbrush. She seemed to be under the impression he was going away for only a few weeks.
No need for that.
Arthur said, waving a hand.
Even a fresh set of clothes would be useless, since the wardrobe is circa 12th century AD. A lot of jerkins, tunics, and small clothes, nothing you have.
By now, Celine had
Oh,
bought the
brother.
whole fantasy,
Gramps,
and
will you
James
cut it
could
out?
tell. The enchantment had taken a toll on her. She was acting a little tipsy, like she'd had a bit too much of the Chardonnay.
It's okay. I have a son who owns a castle on an enchanted isle somewhere with a wardrobe full of dusty teen clothes. It may be too big for him, but we'll manage.
Is it safe?
Safe? Oh, heavens, no. He'll be in complete mortal danger every step of the way. But that's how we dreadfuls like to live. We wake up and we go to sleep in mortal danger like it's every Tuesday.
Arthur was saying,
That old man isn't even trying anymore.
James thought.
We'll probably have to battle trolls, goblins, and mind you, trolls aren't the kind you find on the internet here on Erd. And there's dangerous wizards, basilisks with petrifying stares. And there's a good chance he'll get eaten alive by some undead abomination or another. Or ghouls. Those could be dangerous too. No, safe. There's no safe in the old world.
She looked at James.
UFC wasn't bad enough? He wanted to be the next Conor McGregor. Now you want to battle zombies and evil stuff.
It'll build character, esteem, and other internal qualities teens lack these days. Believe me, he'll have a persona far more intimidating than any McGregor when he's done. We Dreadfuls tend to do that.
Maybe I'll be back in time for college, if I'm not ripped apart by some monster.
James said hopefully.
Tell my friend Arnie goodbye for me.
Celine gave him a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and Arthur bowed and tipped his beret at her.
And now, Mrs. Brady, for my final act, we shall teleport right before your eyes.
Mr. Dreadful, I saw what they say on the internet. You just tumble onto a pile of pillows through a trapdoor.
Mr. Dreadful looked crestfallen and turned to look at James.
The internet is a truly damnable evil. I assure you, Mrs. Brady, there are no trapdoors in your kitchen floor.
Oh, well, let's see it.
Celine said, folding her arms but still looking unimpressed. Mr. Dreadful pulled out the old lamp from his pocket and rubbed it.
Well, bye, Mom. I'll see you when it's time for college.
James,
Celine said,
don't be ridiculous.
but before she could finish saying, "Ridiculous!" there was a clap, and the kitchen vanished in a cloud of African violet smoke. Silly Erdling, James thought. Please like and subscribe so you can be notified about more episodes of the Midjourney Storyteller. Getting a consistent pair of glasses on Mr. Dreadful is nearly impossible. But Midjourney, well, it seemed to have a sense of humor about it.
I can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah, turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah, ante up. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah, I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, so what's up? Yeah, so what's up? I told her move over. Enough of that mediocre I've been. The man since cruising around in the stroller. I got ice in my veins like a cut in Minnesota. Why not show you how I'm built? Come a little closer. Ayy, lot of heart, been smart. Aura got a glow. We can restart, give head start, still get the same result. I'm about mine. Don't you get it confused? I'ma win again. Yeah, that's all that I do. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Ante up. I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, so what's up? Yeah, so what's up? They don't get it. I'm different. I'm the type to break through the door, tear down the wall, start up a war. They don't get it. It ain't clear. But you never seen a bitch like me. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Ante up. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, so what's up? Yeah, so what's up?
Okay, ready, and snap. 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 Say cheese. Cheese. Smile. 1, 2, 3, snap. Say cheese. You're creeping me out. Cheese. My fair lady. Avacadabra! You say you have 6 fingers too? Snap. You're creeping me out. Sure, why not? Oh, a pooch, how endearing. Really? Sponsorship? Another pooch? Is this appropriate? Who are you? Here. Show dignity.